Hi, here's a quick review of how to place decimals when you're multiplying and dividing. Say you have a multiplication problem, 1.2 times 0.003. Okay, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to kind of ignore the decimals in this thing. 12 times 3 is how I would set it up, multiplying. This is 0.003 and this is 1.2. So it really doesn't matter where the decimal goes. You just want to put it so you can multiply easily. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so to place the decimal, you count the number of places beyond the decimal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 3, there's 4 places. So I start at the end and count 4 places the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my number is 0.0036. Of course, if you're doing this with a calculator, you don't have to worry about this. It will do it automatically. But doing it by hand, you should know the process. So, in other words, count this way as many times as you move the decimal over to get to the end. You start at the end and move the decimal the opposite direction that time. Okay? Division's a little different, as always. So say we want to do 1 point divided by 0.003. Well, the trick with division and placing the decimal is you want to get a problem so that the divisor, the number you're dividing by, is a whole number. So if I was just to set it up the way it looks, I've got this and 1.2. Now that's not a whole number, that's a fraction. So to convert it to a whole number, I'm going to have to multiply everything by 1,000. So I multiply this by 1,000, and I multiply this by 1,000. Really, what this amounts to is moving the decimal. So I move the decimal 1, 2, 3 places this way. And on the inside, 1, 2, 3 places this way. Now, if I keep everything lined up perfectly, and to move the decimal here, I'm going to need to add zeros to fill it in. We want to keep things lined up perfectly, and that'll put the decimal in the right place. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. The 4 goes above the 2 because we're dividing into the 12. And then 3 goes into 0, 0, and 0. Okay. One more little example of that. Say we have 0.064 divided by 0.8. Okay, so I'm going to put 0.8 here, 0.064 here. Decimal, I have to move it over one place, move it over one place here. So wherever I move the decimal to here, it's going to go straight up. 8 into 6 won't go, so I put the 0 there. 8 into 64 goes, so I put the 8 there. And my answer is 0.08. Again, if you're working with a calculator, this is not an issue, but if you're doing it by hand, you need to be able to show the process.